This little weirdo is a 1957 Berkeley SE 328. It's made of fiberglass, it's powered by a motorcycle engine, and it's been sitting totally forgotten for decades. We just dragged it home, and today we're going to see if we can bring this bizarre piece of British automotive history back to life. It's a microcar that weighs next to nothing, promises sports car handling, and is powered by a whole 18 horsepower. The big question is, after all this time, will it ever turn over? Let's find out.
We didn't actually explain to the people what this is and what you're working on.
Well, those that know will know what it is, because there's not many of them. To say it's almost a toy would be, well, they are almost toys. It's a 1957 Berkeley or Berkeley SE 328.
So what does that mean? What motor does it have? How many wheels does it have?
The SE stands for Sports Excelsior, and the 328 is the size of the engine. So it has a little two-cylinder two-stroke, which is Excelsior. Yeah, and it's a full fiberglass body with aluminium stuff in it.
Oh, in it?
it, yeah.
Well, it's not actually in it at the moment.
No, we're
pretty empty.
We're taking bits out. Yeah, so that's what it is. And they're a cute little car, a little two-seater roadster, which everybody wants. But obviously this one, it needs a bit of work.
Yeah, it might struggle on a few things on the WAF.
Well, at the moment, Strugger's got speed holes everywhere.
Weight reduction.
Weight reduction, yep. You can't say it's rust holes because it doesn't have much steel. So, yeah, happy days.
Burkeley Cars Limited was a British car manufacturer based in Biggleswade, Bedfordshire. The company produced economical sporting microcars with motorcycle-derived engines from 322cc to 692cc and front-wheel drive between the years of 1956 and 1960. About 4,100 cars had been sold before bankruptcy in 1960. The Burkeley automobile was a collaboration between designer Lawrence Bond and the Burkeley Coachworks factory owned by Charles Panter, which at the time was one of the largest manufacturers of caravans in Europe. It was an ideal project for Burkeley, who had developed considerable skills in the use of glass-reinforced plastic, and were looking for something to fill the gaps in the very seasonal caravan market. What Panter and Bond wanted to achieve was something good enough to win World 750cc races, but also cheap, safe, easily repairable, and most of all, pretty. The early cars were an immediate success on the home market, and several derivative models were spawned over the 4 years of car production. Export markets, most notably the United States, were exploited, and the cars earned a reputation for fun, if fragile, sports motoring on a budget. Recognising the threat posed by the newly introduced Mini and Austin Healey Sprite in the late 50s, the company started to develop a more conventional model with the support of Ford Motor Company. The caravan market collapsed towards the end of 1960, and Berkeley's cash flow problems forced the company into liquidation on the 12th of December 1960, taking its car manufacturing activities with it. After having produced about 4,100 cars of various types, the workforce was laid off shortly before Christmas that year. An attempted sale of the company to Sharps Commercials Limited, the manufacturer of the Bond minicar, came to nothing, and the company's assets were liquidated in 1961. The factory was later used by Kaiser Bondor Limited to make women's underwear, but it was demolished in 2002 and the site turned over to housing. A road named Burkeley Close in the housing estate provides the only obvious link to the car factory. Today, there is an owners club, the Burkeley Enthusiast Club, which provides a range of parts and services aimed at preserving the remaining few hundred cars known to have survived worldwide. The Sports SE 328 came after 163 of the SA 322 cars had been manufactured. A change was made to the SE 328 model with a 328cc Excelsior engine offering 18 brake horsepower. The production run ran from January 1957 to April 1958, with chassis numbers from 164 to 1422, many being exported to the United States, where it sold for approximately $1,600, equivalent to $17,913 today. The manufacturer touted the number 70. meaning it could reach 70 miles per hour, 113 kilometers per hour, and had an average fuel economy of 70 miles per gallon. The export model was differentiated by having separate headlamps, whereas on the home market they were fed into the wings, although the export type lamps could be specified. Motor Magazine tested a 328cc Berkeley in 1957 and found it to have a top speed of 62.1 miles per hour and acceleration from 0 to 50 miles per hour in 30.6 seconds. Fuel consumption came out at 58.3 miles per imperial gallon, and the test car cost £574 on the home market, including taxes of £152. The SE328 enjoyed considerable success and press exposure through their involvement with lightweight motor racing, and their famous drivers including Pat Moss, who drove one in the 1958 Liège-Brescia-Liège Rally for cars up to 500cc. The Burkeley team, a work-supported entry of 6 cars including BBC commentator Robin Richards, led as far as Slovenia, but slow climbing in the summer heat found their weakness and Moss ended up being towed back to Italy by another Burkeley. None of the Burkeleys finished the event. In the late 1980s in Auckland, New Zealand, a few cars called the Ibis Burkeley were made that paid homage to the Burkeley but using mini front and rear subframes and a fiberglass monocoque 6 inches wider.
What are we doing?
What are we doing? We're being hack jobs.
What are we hacking?
We're hacking the Berkeley to bits. Well, that's not going to work. It hasn't got the fucking nut on it.
Is there a loose nut? Someone's let that in.
I've got a whole lot of shit in.
Oh.
So we've been out this morning, we've spent some money buying tools that I've got at work but don't have at home, which is, you know.
Oh yeah, lots of stuff.
And that's going to be effing awkward to cut in there. It really needs to go. Because you won't be able to see what you're doing.
Did you find a nut for it?
What?
You find a nut for it?
Yeah, I got the nut. You need to go with it inboard. Well,
so why are we doing all this?
because the last people that let stuff into this car let it in wrong, and none of the stuff that goes in here, like in here, none of that stuff that went in here lined up with the stuff that goes in and out here. So now we're having to rebuilding
Oh yeah.
all the stuff that they didn't do properly. So now I'm going to cut along there. I might need to get the... I knew this was going to be awkward.
That looks comfortable.
Yeah, it is. You should try it. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen because it's not.
I'll be able to just snip the last bit out.
I'll still have to cut through that other bit down the hair one.
Alright, Celty, we'll go see what Dad's back up. Oh, he's worked himself into a corner, into a hole. You've gone past. Someone's let that out.
It would have been easy to do it with this, the whole thing. Because how long did that take to cut that? Not long, eh?
Oh, 20 seconds.
Yeah. But now we've got a big hole.
Aside from the other holes, here's a big hole. So that's what Hamish is trying to make. Something that looks not as bad as that with the dimples. So we'll go see what Mish is up to. What are we doing here?
We're making a die for this. So you can see I've got the edge on there, a little rounded. So you stick that on there and I just got to make the other die.
Oh,
the other
yeah.
side there. And then we'll just put a threaded bolt in there.
And we'll push that out.
And just push it out.
And that'll look factory, will it?
Yeah. We'll come back shortly, mate. We'll have it done.
Alright. bending it back. Oh. Do you need more of a taper on the end of it? Oh.
There's also Aluminium, Jägermeister and Jack Daniel's 700 mils. Yep, any two of them for $95. So give yourself a break this winter and sit back and relax. Seasons at a time, cook with food all the time, not to the shops, please.
We're not getting much of a roundover, are we?
30% off the new Toyo Open Country 3 all-terrain tyre at Mag and Turbo. We have 30% off the complete range from 16 to 20 inch. That's right, 30% off.
If you want to get it centered.
So if you're driving a Ranger,
Get mustn't be tight enough.
or SUV,
Well,
This needs to go more. I think I just need to get that edge tighter.
Oh, you can't comment on half a cooked cake. Oh,
so what are we doing now?
well, we're putting all this back together to make the pattern.
Don't let it beat, yeah? It's beating now. What are we doing now?
We're going to unbend it. Oh, we need to,
Try and get a better stencil. Oh,
because we need to, it's got that lip, because I was just going to stick it in there
you probably
and
will.
then
Yeah,
just
I mean,
do it manually without,
you probably get most of it
yeah, it's sitting on there.
on that bit. Successful first use of that. See if it's got it.
Hold that bit up, Thomas. Just standing.
Oh.
Do we need to tell the people out there that we've never done this before?
No, we're experts in the matter.
Because some of them might be going, oh, you're doing it all wrong?
There's no wrong way to build a car, as long as it's got wheels and they turn.
Oh, just cut up that line? No.
No.
So how are we going to do these bits? Hang on, we'll just give it a...
Do it like that, but make it a bit closer to the line, I reckon.
I was just testing.
Oh.
Well, I could try and do it with the hand cutters.
You don't really get much control over it.
No.
Are you going to dual weld them?
We'll just give this just a trial. No.
That looks harder to do corners on.
Probably I've never really used it.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
That's close.
Yeah. I got too far. Oh.
So that one needs to be folded that way. No, this way.
That was folded that way.
And this one goes that way too. No, this one goes this way. This one comes up.
Oh, that one going up.
Because that one goes doot,
Oh, yeah.
and that one comes and goes that way. Poop. In there.
Oh, yeah.
So they're
Yeah,
opposite.
yeah.
They're the only two we have to bend. The other ones are just,
Well,
oh, and that's got to go.
that's going up to match that. We've done.
Well, after days of deliberation, we've decided that these are the centres of the holes that we need to make, and before we bend anything else, is it the same colour on here? Oh no, it's not. Oh, that's getting all scratched up. We're now going to drill the holes to make the big holes. Does that make sense? We're going to make the little holes to make the big holes.
Yep.
Yep. So we've watched Hamish do this because he's done it a couple of times. Where's my gloves? Because that catches, it's going to hurt. Safety first. I only need one on that hand because that's the hand I'm holding it. Fucking useless thing. Oh, for goodness sake. What's he done here? That's so. Vibrations that's doing it. when that goes back up in there again. Right, so where did we get to? The Berkeley job thing, what's the name? Anyway, we did some hole pressing, and yesterday we did some dimple dyeing. A friend of mine made up this thing, which is a dimple dye. So you see the little in there, and that you put that through the hole. It's a bit fiddly, but anyway, we got it done, and we made these yesterday. As you can see, all the holes are now dimpled, which gives that panel a heap amount of strength. So that's the inner guard as such, and what we're going to be doing now is another new piece of kit that we've bought, a handbrake finger folder thing. So I've just been, and that's really sharp, getting this set up with the right sort of distance for bending that sheet of aluminium. Now they did say when you do this, move all these around, you've got to line these things up. So I'm just kind of in the process of doing that. You know, not being a sheet metal fabricator, I don't know. I'm just going to do these like that. I did kind of read the instructions, because obviously when you're bending sheet, you want it all to be just nice. So we should be able to just whack that in there and whack that up there, but that looks miles off. Who would know? Buddy Hamish has probably been out here playing with it. These aren't lined up with that edge. What we need is a piece of scrap that I can just throw in there. So I'll just, for argument's sake, just toss this little bit in, which they were sticking with yesterday, and we'll just see 90 degree on there. I suppose that'll be fine. We'll give it a... So what we've got to do is fold yay across there like that. So you put that on the line, or the line on the line. Oh, I don't know, says Richard. Do you think that's going to work? Because we've got to bend that up and that one down. That one we don't need to worry about, because that's just a lip, and that's a lip, and that's a fold up lip. That's a fold down. So I guess, you know, we've got a few spare sheets over there, so why don't we just do it? Oh, get in here and bend that up like that. I know it's bent a little tab at the other end, but does it look like it's a right angle? We're close enough to. Yeah. What do you think? Does that look okay? Nice little... So that fits inside the mudguard, and that's where the inner wheel arch comes across here. The wheel sits in here. Yeah, well, I might give that a bit of a trim, and we'll come back. Okay, so this is what we're trying to do. Just got you off the tripod for the moment. We are trying to replicate this whole piece with the lines up there, those three, and that one there. As you can see, this one here has already been let in down that edge. And so what we've done is we copper into this side, all the shadows. That's what we're trying to achieve by putting this in. So it's going to go all those around there, and then gets riveted onto the shelf. You can just see just there. So I think that fits quite well, and I've just marked along the bottom here for that to be bent back towards the camera. So we've got that edge along there, which obviously when we go to put that in will be pulled closer to the camera as well. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that bend. Okay, so here we are. So now we need to bend this one that way, which I knew was going to be an issue because of this. Perhaps we did that wrong. And can you go? No, I'm not sure. Because if you're doing it that way, that's easy, isn't it? But we don't want it to go that way, we want to go the other way. this thing here is too deep for what we want to do. So how do we get around that? How do you get around that? We'll come back. Right, so with a bit of dicking around, I don't know if you're allowed to use that word, but anyway, we've ended up with this. I'll just bring you over here so you can get a better look. So we did that. I'm not sure if that's correct, how you're supposed to do this folding malarkey, but I thought to myself we could move all these fingers that way, so we got enough room to put, I've already bent it by the way, that in there to bend it up so that it clears this little end in there, just in there. You could probably, I don't know if you can see it or not, don't really care, but anyway. So we've bent that and fairly happy? I guess I am, because we've now got that return done on there and that return on there. I think that's what you call them. Well, I'll just call them folds anyway. So I have, while you're away having cups of tea or talking to yourselves, I don't know what you're doing, I have test fitted that into the car, and I'll go and put it back in now, and then I'll bring you along and you can have a look. Right, so there you have it. One in a guard, just sat in place. Yeah, and it's going to be very tight, obviously, once it's all bolted and riveted in. So that'll be the next job. Oh, first of all, we've got to bend this lip up, so it has a little right angle all the way around there to give this a bit of strength, because that's what was on them originally. So yeah, I think that might actually do for today, because we've got to go out and hang on, I'll give you a look from the other side. So this is what it's going to look like. Oh, bloody light on the way again. From the other side. So this is that's the shelf, which that's all got to rivet to, and that height is determined by the height of this piece here, which is correct, which then bolts down onto these bits, which I don't think are correct, so we will have to do some more removal and letting it of parts down the bottom. And this is just basically to get it all so that it's all square, so the car will drive down the road in a nice straight line. So when we've got some more for you, we'll let you know. Well, okay, here we are yet again in the garage. I thought I'd just do a quick update. So lots has been happening out here in the shed. Salty's just sitting outside there. He's starting to get a wee bit cold. It's just after 4 o'clock. So in one of the other videos, if you've watched it, I think there was a sneak peek, and when some more videos get done, there'll be even a bigger peek. But we've been working on the Berkeley or Burkeley, whatever you want to call it. It's an ES 328 1957. Now, for those of you who don't know, it is an English sports car, roadster if you like. Quite cute. So if I just stand back and put the camera to point down there, you'll be able to see it. So there you have it. It's what they call a project, and it is a real project. It's not a make-believe project. At this point in time, I've spent quite a few hours on it. I'll just move the camera around a bit. I'll just say that, you know, look, there's Salty, he's watching, he's really interested in what's going on. So we'll bring this around here. So as you can see, it's got headlights now. The motor that's normally in here is under the bench over there. And we've been dealing with some issues regarding the mounting of the steering box, because this part here, which all the suspension and stuff bolts to, we figured out was 5mm shorter on that side of the car than this side of the car. So that's meant we've had to do a lot of fabrication. Once we got that system all squared off to the car, we squared it off to the firewall, which then meant it was squared off to the front beam across the chassis, just down in there. And the steering box fits. Now, we knew the steering box didn't fit because the undermount wouldn't fit, and also inside the cabin there is a little support bracket which didn't line up either. Now, for those of you who are really good eyesight, you'll see that down in here, this is all new, all this on this side and the same on the other side. And so this is our first go at doing aluminium sheet work, if you like. So we punched holes, dimple dyed it, did some bending. Yeah, it was a lot of work for something that other people had butchered, if you like, through the past year. So there's that on that side, and then on this side it's basically the same but for the other side of the car. And we followed the original line of all these holes so that it looks factory, if you like. So I've been at these two panels probably for the last 3-4 weeks. And the other thing with these panels too is that they slip in under these, what would you call them, squash plates, whatever they are. So that holds this bit to the bottom bit as well. So I've done all that, and I could show you a little thing. So in underneath, inside the mud guards, if I just take you off here, so in underneath the mud guards we have interesting stuff. I'll just get down on the floor. So as you can see under here, so that goes up there, and it's going to rivet all the way along there and all the way down there. So I've had to put this nice little, you see that nice little edge? I made that, folded that edge onto there. So one of the major issues we had was that none of these bolts didn't line up, and once we took the old panels out, we didn't have those holes. We didn't know where they were in space, and the ones that were here on this side were actually in the wrong place. So what I did, sneakily, I thought to myself, is I drilled a hole in there, one there, and then I drilled another hole way up here, way up there. And then I use these big calipers. So if you're ever doing something like this is a really good idea. So I use these calipers, and I measured from the other side of that hole, and actually on the car, to the centre of that hole, marked, took it back here to here and scribed it, and then did the same measurement from up the top there, back down to here, scribed it, and that gave you that point on this panel without being on the car. And as you can see, we've got 6 little nice holes all lined up. So that worked really well. I was pleased with that little thought. So all these dimples give the aluminium strength, along with this folded edge as well. Now, some people might say, oh, that's a wee bit rough, but watching online how other people do it, I kind of followed what they did, and I thought for a first attempt that was pretty good. I was quite pleased with that. So this hole here, the front drive shaft comes through here, yeah, and these holes here I had to re-drill those because this bit didn't line up with the holes that were there. So someone's had a really good go at this car and done a lot of previous work to it, and then they've done some shoddy work to it. I mean, as you can see, it's got holes in the bodywork, but the bodywork's all fiberglass. So I mean, all of that, even though it looks awful, it's all fixable. And the other part on the inside which we have to sort out is this panel here, which you can see it's got holes in it, and that's fine because all we need to do is measure off the firewall here to that, and from down there to that, make sure that's level with that, and then we can just poke the holes in from this side, and that is basically mounted. So that's the top shock absorber mount. So these cars are fairly simplistic in the way they were built. They didn't make many. This one has had modifications under it, so they'd never had these headlight buckets. It was just an open area that the headlights sat in, but whoever had the car before us, they put those buckets in, which I think looks quite good. I bought a whole bunch of lights that go in here and stuff for it, but I'll show you that steering mount that didn't line up. We've got it held up with a box here at the moment, and as you can see, this little doodah here, when it's mounted correctly into here, which is because all this is all broken too, it supports right there, and before this stuck way out here, so it wasn't even supporting that. So that was the first clue that something wasn't quite right. Now you can see that the inside of the bodywork, there's a lot of Swiss cheese still going on, especially over there and in the firewall. But obviously when we get to go around and do all all the fiberglass work, we will sort out all those issues. So yeah, 1957 ES 238. So ES stands for Excelsior Sport, so it has an Excelsior engine in it, which is, if I move the bonnet, is this little fella down there. And in one of the videos there was a quick, what would you call it, a quick flick of that running very briefly. If you want. Right. How about that, people? Pretty cool. So that was one of the first things we did when we got the car, to make sure that the engine went. So, oh, there's Salty again looking. So if the engine didn't run, then it may not have been, how do you put it, feasible to finish the rest of the car off. So this is just a quick look at this side. So you can see we've done the same stuff on this side. We've got those 6 holes put in there, and we just need to pop rivet this panel into the existing body work, and then do a whole bunch of fiberglassing work. So you can tell that the body's had, you know, fairly hard life. Like, it's got all these things wrong with it. This lip's been all chewed away. The back of the car's fared way better than the front. So I don't know. This is supposedly where you put the grandchildren when you go for a drive, and there's supposed to be a boot floor in there which someone has taken out, and I think there used to be a fuel tank in there, but the fuel tank doesn't go there, it goes in the front. So yeah, I just thought we'd do a quick little, well, it's not even really an update, is it? Just a quick little video on what I've been doing at home. The other projects of work are carrying on. You'll have seen maybe the Austin 7 videos are coming out, and one of these days I'll get round and I'll do one on the Debonair as well. What else has been going on out here in the shed? Not an awful lot. We've been using the racetrack again the other night. It's bitterly cold. What else have we been doing out here? Oh, I bought this today, this old socket set. I've just started cleaning it all up. Now that's 1920s, 1930s socket set by Brittle. So I've got all the sockets in there cleaning themselves, as you might be able to see some in there. Yeah, oh, we've moved some visors and stuff around in the shed. Oh, there's a spare, that's a 650 block for the Fiat, if we ever get around to building it. Oh, the ES2 is over here having a rest. So if any of you are out there in New Zealand and you've got parts for an Norton ES2, this is a 47, I'd be interested to hear from you. Otherwise, you know, just the same old stuff's going on in here. Been buying a few more tools for home because, as you could imagine, most of my tools are at work. And so I get in here and I start tinkering and I go, oh, don't have tool for that. So yeah, I just thought it would be a good idea just to do a quick, it was going to be a quick little update. But yeah, so thanks for watching. If you like what you see, like and subscribe as usual. I'll have to give thanks to Willie's Workshop, who's my son, because he's been doing making all the videos for me. So thanks, Willie. With that, I'll let you get back to whatever it was you were doing. Cheers, bye. Right, well, here we are again. Did I mention the weather? Probably, it's raining. But anyway, today we're at home in the garage, or the shed, whatever you want to call it, and we're doing more Berkeley stuff. It just seems to be like you do some work on one car at work, come home, oh, and we'll do some work on the other car. Oh, and Salty's here too, keeping out of the rain, which doesn't leave much room in this shed for working on other cars. But anyway, I kind of jacked the back of the Berkeley up to have a quick look underneath and went, and so I have decided that I want to take some more stuff off the Berkeley. And so I thought I might take the seat frame out. That sounds like a simple job. I think it's got like 4 bolts, maybe. The more I look at it, the worse it gets. But anyway, yeah, it's cold as. Must be like, I don't know, 6 degrees outside. Anyway, I'll put you on the tripod, which is on the bottom of the car. And I've got my new microphones going again today, so we should see how that works. And I will, what's I'm looking for? Yeah, we'll make a start. So we'll put you on here. Just throw you up there. On there like that. And so that little white frame, just there, it runs along there. That's what we're going to be taking off. So yeah, it could be interesting. I don't think we really need that. If you can see far that down there, I've got the heater going. I don't think I'm going to need the light, but I've just looked and seen some nasty bolts. But that might actually be on the other bit. So anyway, we've got a cold snack on the go as well. So I'll get some spanners and stuff and see how we go. So what we're going to do first is attack that bolt there and that kind of a screw thing there. I've got this hideous looking square nuts behind them. So once we get that off and that off, this little frame here will come out. I'm thinking actually that might just be, oh, we'll try, shall we? I'm not quite too sure what size that'll be, but we'll start off with, I'll go for that and see, no, yes, what's happening there? Oh, it's all turning. So we'll go for that one as well. So I had a bit of a tidy up this morning in the shed because the other day I had bought an old socket set, which is, oh, you won't be able to see it. It's up here. For a guy I know, this is Dad's. So I think Mike's ancient, so we'll put him at, I don't know how old would Mike be. He'd have to be late 60s or maybe even 70. So that would make that socket set. Apparently, he told me it was his dad's, obviously. Oh, that's a bit special, isn't it? I wonder if that's bolted through the bodywork. You can hear me swearing from here, can't you? Oh. Yes, anyway, that would make that socket set probably, what do I get in here? In excess of maybe 100 years old. And it's a Brightal one, which has the hexagon drive system. Instead of a square drive, it's got a hex, which I'd never seen before. I thought, oh, that's interesting. I don't know if that was the reason why I bought it, but so I had that sitting in the shed now for a couple of weeks, just relaxing in some cleaning fluid. So this morning, I got all the sockets out of the cleaning fluid and cleaned them all up and put them all in the socket set and then put the socket set away. So it's a Whitworth and AF socket set, which, you know, when you start working on a lot of these elderly English cars, there's Whitworth everywhere. I wonder why they put these stupid square nuts on. You have a look at that. Hey? Those silly little square nuts. I don't know why anyone would think that a nut that's supposed to be used on garden furniture and stuff is okay for automotive use. Oh, this one's proving rather difficult. The other one came out a piece of cake. Here we go. Got this now. But I am looking at this thinking, this is something else that these other people have let in. As Mark would say, Mark's Italian Garage. He's an English guy I watch. He does a lot of Maseratis and old Fiats and stuff. Come on, come out of there. And yeah, one of his favourite sayings is, oh, someone's let that in. So now we've got rid of said bolts and we're really no further ahead as to getting that out. So I don't think any of this is original. I could be wrong, but why would they, why would they make it like that? Well, I guess, you know, I don't even know how you can get up in there. You can kind of see down in that hole. I can see the tyre. So perhaps, stop the grizzling, Richard. All right. Keep grizzling, Richard. That, where's my light stick? Oh, yep, keep grizzling. I think they've done it to me again. Can you see what I'm doing from over there? If I just put you around that way a bit, is that better? Can you see me now? Because I've moved from there down to here now. Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. That's awesome. So that's in behind there. how do you get to that? So it's got an inner guard, which finishes about here. And then you've got this pocket. And to get to whatever holding that in, whoever said this was going to be easy? Who did say that? Yes, well, what are you going to do now, Richard? He's thinking about drilling a hole through there to get to that. But I don't really want to do that. We might have to. Yeah, I'm not sure. Can I ring a friend? Ask the audience? I might have to turn you off and revisit this. I'll come back to you once I've made a decision. Well, we're back. And I'm lying on the floor. God, I hate lying on the floor. Anyway, got the wheel off. Yeah, well, yeah, wheel's off. So, the people at Berkeley, whatever you want to call them, decided in their wisdom that they would put a hidden void in the rear panel just to make life interesting. And yes, I've got a light in there, so I might just see if I can sneak you in there so you can have a look to see what I've got to get to. Now if we put you all the way up in there, so that there is the inner guard of the bodywork where the spare wheel and all that sits. This bit here, it runs around in there. That's the inner guard, there's the outer guard, inner guard, and then inner guard. And if you look, see there's a bolt there. There's another bolt down there somewhere. But right at the top, that little wee dark thing, way at the top there, that is, you can see it, that is the nut or the bolt that I've got to try and get out. I don't know whether I'm happy about that because there's not a lot of room. You can't get at it from the bottom because it's enclosed at the bottom. So the only access is through this hole here. So that's going to make life interesting, to say the least. I mean, I was thinking about, where's the light? I'll grab the light. I was thinking about just smashing a hole in up here, which would make life really easy. As you can see, yeah, everywhere you look, there's just more stuff that's been let in. Oh, don't look down here. Oh my God, oh, look at that. Oh, what's been going on there? Crikey, I don't know. Anyway, so the saga of trying to get bloody just the seat frame out is going to be tricky, to say the least. I don't know whether, crikey, if I can get up from down here. Oh, no, we're back. So on the other side of that is this, that bar there. It's pivoting because it's got nuts holding it on. And then there's other nuts that you see, the other side of the bolts for here, and same on that side. If you snick that around there, see there's a bolt there. Is there one at the top? No, there's not one at the top, so there's one there. There's some more down the bottom. I think those bits have been let in. I don't think they're part of the original car. But obviously all of this bit down here is all original. So yeah, fun times. I don't know whether you've seen this, but do you know, I'll tell you this. All this floor's been replaced at some point. The firewall hasn't. It's a bit of a shame, they should have done that before they put the bloody body back on. Because I'm not taking that off, that's just way too much work. But you know, I guess as far as these cars go, this is either probably really, really bad or average. So that's the boot. I was taking this off to gain access to that more easily because somebody in their wisdom has removed the floor. It's supposed to be in the back here, and which stops stuff falling down the rear quarter panels. So down in there, I don't know what's down in there. There could be all sorts of trinkets I can't see in there yet. And same on that side. See, there's that one on that side. It's over there in the corner. So I just read in the handbook that it said this area in here was for the stowage of the side curtains and the roof. And that's the top of the rear suspension, or the bottom arms, sorry. So it just has these two lower A-arms and a shock absorber, which bolts onto Z3 bolts there, which I thought were the same Z3 bolts which are on this side, which are there, but they're not. They're different, because in between there is that void space, and there's a shock absorber in there. So I guess, oh, I found that piece in the boot, hiding. It's pretty scary. I don't know where it come from on the car, but I think it's going to take some time to get those bolts out so I can get that frame piece out. Anyway, we'll leave it at that. Still raining outside. I've got gin on the go. Do you want to have a look at some gin on the go? Because we're making gin also today. Do all sorts of stuff in my shed. I might just have to quickly turn that music down. Yeah, we've turned the music down. And there's salty again. So here we go. Pot still's going. And today we're making spicy orange and lime gin. So that stuff that's coming out of there, that's about, it tells you on there, so that's just under 80 proof, but because that's a wee bit hotter, it'll be higher than that, because you're supposed to measure that at 20 degrees, and that's probably running at 26ish, I suppose. But anyway, so that's the gin dripping away in there, just for something different in the shed today. So we were working on that, so I think we might call that a day for this. Yeah. Oh, that socket set I bought, that's it in that steel box there. It's pretty good, pretty cool. Actually, if you want, I can get that down and just give you a quick look. Hang on a minute. You just talk to yourselves there for a moment. So yeah, this is the sort of stuff that I'm a bit interested in. Really, really old socket set. It all still works, obviously. And as you can see, they're a hex drive, not a square drive. Which I didn't know anyone ever actually really made a socket set like that, but they did. So this has got a mixture of AF and Whitworth. So yeah, just another little wee trinket in the garage. So with that, as usual, like and subscribe. And if I ever do get that thing out, I'll let you know. See you later. Right, well, you know, we're back again with some good news. Hamish came out to see what all the cursing and swearing and drama was going on with getting the seat frame out, and he says to me, oh yeah. So anyway, with a bit of toing and froing and that, we did actually manage to get it out, and we just stuck it back in there. Turn it around. Oh, too many things in my hands. So there's the seat frame, and it had that between and behind in here. It was a long stretch, and it was quite advantageous that the other week I purchased online a set, a socket set of Whitworth sockets. So that's quarter Whitworth, which is what? Seed bolts. So that made getting that out piece of cake. So look at all the room we've got now, people. Now it's got to find somewhere to put this piece. So yeah, we can now kind of get better, we've got better access into there to have a look, to see exactly what we're going to do. Yeah, so we've now got to decide. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. Important stuff. Well, not important stuff, but for the purists out there, they might go, oh no, you can't do that, because we have been thinking, put that there, about this spot here. Now you see these dark pit bits there, one there, one there, and one there. Apparently when I read all the blurb about these things, that's extra fiberglassing in there, so you can put a luggage rack on it. But we were kind of thinking it would look really cool with a boot lid, so you can actually get into the boot or put a boot in it. So I just said to Hamish, oh, we'll just get in there and just and then build it from there. He's going, oh no, you can't do that because the fiberglass will all go floppy and all that sort of stuff, so you won't better. Yeah, so a boot lid. I don't think I've ever seen one of these with a boot lid. Yeah, oh, we've got the other one outside that we could, is it still raining? We could probably go outside and have a look. And we could, I just thought to myself, we could probably practice on that one first. The gin's still going. Oh yeah, it's still a bit wet out here. Hang on, never mind. So we've got this car out here, walking. Oh, it's wet as out here. So we've got this one here. We could practice on that one to make a boot lid. That'd be a good idea, but I hadn't thought of that. Because this one's, the bodywork is even rougher shape than the other car, and we think this one might have been a 3-cylinder car. But anyway, that's another thought I had. But yeah, we'll go back into the shed. So before we all get wet, and it's warmer in here, so not much more's happened in there since we were last here. Got new inner guards, they're just sort of sitting in there. But we might call that to a close, and we will think about life and the universe and everything. And we all know the answer is 46, but unless you know, you don't know what the answer of 46 means. But anyway, I dribble on. So I don't know, it's the end of the weekend here, it's Sunday, so back to work tomorrow. But yeah, like and subscribe.